where you go home and nothing happens. You don't get that email from them, you don't get that introduction from them, and then it's like this question, okay, what do I do? Do I send a follow-up? Does that appear rude? Do you hate networking? Is it a chore for you, but it's kind of like one of those things that you feel like you have to do in order to get to the next level, in order to meet the people that could give you opportunities in your professional future? Are you an introvert, or you feel like, it's just so hard for me to get out there, to be in a room full of people I don't know, collecting business cards, and then I don't know what's going to come out of it, but I feel like I need to shake a bunch of hands in order to meet the right person. It kind of feels like you got to kiss so many frogs in order to find the right prince, right? Well, I'm here to tell you and challenge you that networking is a waste of time. Traditional networking, that is. That's exactly when you buy tickets or you get free tickets and to a networking, an evening soiree. You walk into this room and there are people serving hors d'oeuvres, or maybe there's a buffet table, and everyone's just standing around, and you walk inside, maybe you're with a friend or maybe you're with a small group of people you know, but you don't know anyone else in the room. Everyone goes on there. They have their own agenda. Maybe you have a list of people who are going to be there, and there's like a sponsor, and you go inside and your goal is just to walk around the room locking eyes with someone, hoping someone's going to open up their circle so you can shake their hand and get to know who they are. And the conversation sounds something like this. What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? And then what? You exchange business cards, you go home with a stack of business cards, and it's like, and then what? How are you going to make this work? Are any of these relationships going to connect, to make a true connection with you? And what do you do next? So that is traditional networking, and that is a waste of time. So in this video, I want to share with you why networking is a waste of time and what to do instead. Have you ever heard the expression, it's important to be around like-minded people? Because like-minded people experience the same challenges you are. They're in the same boat as you are, so they might understand you. That is a myth. If you want to go networking and you want to grow and improve, it's not about being around like-minded people. Let me tell you what I mean by that. So right now, I am in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm in the Gaylord Opryland Resort. This resort for the past 3 days was filled with 5,000 entrepreneurs from all around the world. 5,000 people coming to this one location in Nashville, Tennessee on an annual retreat, a mastermind, if you will. And every entrepreneur wants to grow their business, they want to improve their business, and they want to have impact on the people they serve, including myself. So I'm a part of what they call the 2 comma club. 2 comma, there are 2 commas in a million. So everybody is killing it in their businesses. They are getting out there, their message out there, and they are serving their clients. So we come to this place every year to learn how to grow our business, to learn how we can interact with the people we serve, to learn how to become better entrepreneurs so that we can grow our business, so that we can have a global impact. I'm here for the same purpose. How can I influence you? How can I serve you? What can I do? What can I say? And how can I produce better value, add more value in your life so that when you hear my words, that they may cause inspired action to make the most positive changes in your life? There's nothing like-minded about this. I'm here at this conference, and there's nobody here that is of the like mind as me. Nobody here is thinking like me. They are not in the same boat as me, right? Maybe in the past they've experienced the same challenges as I did, but right now, the people that I am with, the people that are closest to me, are the ones that are more successful than me. I'm not the smartest person in the room. There's nothing like-minded about this. And that is the same. If I want to grow my business, if I want to become a better person, and I'm surrounding myself with people who are in the same boat as me, who think like me, how is that going to challenge me to grow? How am I going to become a better entrepreneur that way? Right? Instead, if I surround myself with entrepreneurs who are more successful, who have more impact, who've been there, done that, and who have the success that I want, that is the networking principle that's going to get me to the level, right? Because then all I have to do is model what works, because I see their success, and that is what I desire for me and my business. So the same thing is true for you. If you're out there networking, it's not about trying to look for people who are in the same boat as you. Because if you surround yourself with who are people as similar as you, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get more of the same. Because you can't solve problems with the same consciousness that you have. You got to surround yourself with people who are better, who have gone through what you did, who are able to speak the truth into your life. And that is the first most important principle of networking. So picture this. In traditional networking, you walk into a room, you shake a bunch of hands, you tell each other your names, or maybe you don't need to because you're wearing name tags, right? But you tell each other what you do, the company you work for, how long you've been doing it. You give yourself that 30-second elevator pitch. And then maybe there's an exchange of business cards. And maybe you tell them, or they tell you, oh, I know so-and-so, I'll introduce you. Or there's a promise of sort exchange, like I'll help you with this, or yeah, just send me an email, and then you go home, right? And a bunch of people you've exchanged a promise like that to a bunch of people, and then you go home. Have you ever experienced this, where you go home and nothing happens? You don't get that email from them, you don't get that introduction from them, and then it's like this question, okay, what do I do? Do I send a follow-up? Does that appear rude? Or did they forget, or should I give it more time? And then it just falls off, right? It just trails off and nothing comes out of it, right? And it's because in traditional networking, you're making a bunch of promises, people don't necessarily remember you, and there's nothing of benefit to the other person to fulfill on that promise. So in traditional networking, trust is absent, right? And so this is the second principle of networking. The most important element is trust. Because you see, in traditional networking, in a room full of people, you don't know the reason why they are there. So everyone who attends these networking events or these evening soirees have their own agenda, and you don't know what that agenda is. And because they have their own agendas, that's why there are no clear winners. You go there with a goal in mind, they go there with a goal in mind, and people don't have the habit of asking, what is your intent? What are your goals? Because they're too worried about themselves and their goals for networking, right? And because of that miscommunication or lack of communication, there is just no one has one clear agenda. They don't know what your agenda is, and that's why there are no clear winners. So the most important thing, which is the second principle of effective networking, is to establish trust. Right? And how do you establish trust? Trust is established when your interests are aligned. When you have the same interests as someone else, you can be sure that they're going to do their part and you're going to do yours. Because without that action, there's sort of like a mutual destruction that happens if one of you or both of you don't carry out that part. So if your interest aligns, you can even trust someone who was your enemy. And you think about that. In the beginning, if the person you met you were not friends with, or you were strangers with. However, upon a discussion with a clear intent, you establish and you recognize through evidence and through a more vulnerable discussion that you have common interests and your interests are aligned. Then that's where you have a mutual trust. Right? So that is the second most important principle of effective networking. So now there's trust. You've established that you have a common interest and your interests are aligned. What do you do next? And that leads me to the third principle of effective networking. That is to approach the whole event, the whole thing with a mentality of hospitality, right? And if you think about the word hospitality, it means what can I do for you? It means that you are putting the other person's interests and their goals ahead of yours. And it might seem counterintuitive because maybe you're going networking with a very, very strong desire for a certain outcome, right? And you're wondering, well, how can I find someone to help me? I really need someone to help me. It's about time. I'm getting impatient. But the thing is, you must serve other people. Because when you serve other people, you are doing something greater than yourself. And when you serve other people, it allows them to be in a position where they feel the desire, and it's a true desire to want to serve you, right? And if you've read Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, one of the greatest ways to influence people is to do something for them. It's to make them feel seen and heard, and it's to make them feel like they are the most important person in the room, right? And one of my heroes during my childhood was Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. If you are too young and you don't know what that is, you can Google that later. But Mr. Rogers was phenomenal. He was the kindest, he was written in history as one of the kindest Americans that ever existed. And the reason why is because when you talk to him, he makes you feel like the most important person in his life, in his world, in that moment. And he's had the opportunity to talk to so many celebrities and highly influential people in this world. But he also pays attention to those people who don't have celebrity status, those people who are the janitors, those people who are the frontline workers. And when they talk to him, he'll ask them point blank, who do you think is the most important person to me right now? And he'd say, it is you. So when you are networking, when you are out there meeting people, talking to people, it's important that you approach it with that same mentality. Make them feel like they are the most important person in that room for you right now. Get clear and help them, and to help them realize what is your intent of this. What are some goals that you want to meet, and how can I help you get there? When you approach it like that, it's just as Zig Ziglar said, you can have anything that you want in life if you help enough people get what they want in theirs. So those are the 3 principles of networking, and the last one is to approach it with a mentality of hospitality. Did you like this content? If you did, remember to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Ring that bell below so that you can receive a notification each time I upload a new video every single week. Right? And of course, I'd love to hear from you. So comment below. What were your takeaways from this? What did you learn? And how are you going to implement this in your next networking event?